In today's video, I'm going to cover with you the 5 major lessons I've learned in my digital nomad journey of 3 years. What's up everybody, my name is Salwa. I'm a full-time digital nomad. I have been for the last 3 years, and to be honest, I didn't think I could pull this off. But I did it. 3 years, 25 countries, 3 different continents, and I've been to places I didn't even speak the language, I've never even been to. And I did all of this traveling completely solo, and my life have changed ever since. Alright, so if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing for more videos like this about digital nomad lifestyle and digital entrepreneurship and how you can run your business on the go and work from anywhere. Today we're in this beautiful Florida. We're actually in Lakeland, Central Florida, and there's a beautiful Lake Morton behind me, and there's like pelicans and beautiful birds, and I just thought it was a good place for me to film this video. Alright, so I want to give you a little bit of backstory. I am originally from Morocco. I was born there, and then I grew up in Belgium, and I moved to the United States as an immigrant when I was about 21 years old. And I've done the whole rat race things where I had to go to school, and I had to get my visas in orders, and I had to find jobs, and I've done all this. And then finally, when I got my citizenship in 2014, I started my first business, and I always wanted to travel remotely. So thankfully, a couple years later, I started my business as a life coach and then eventually as a business coach. And then I worked my way up to find my own clients, do my own leads. And when I felt like I was somewhat secured, I said to myself, all right, it's time for me to take the leap of faith and start traveling full time. That happened in April 2019. I decided to get rid of my apartment, and after that I got rid of my car, and I got rid of most of my stuff, put a little bit of stuff in a storage that I kept while I was traveling, and then I hit the road. Alright, so my lesson number 1 is minimalism and letting go of stuff. So letting go of attachment is actually very difficult, and I've had to learn this probably 6 months to a year prior leaving and becoming a digital nomad, because you live off your luggage, which means in my case I have a carry-on and a backpack, and that's about it. So I have to be very mindful of what I take with me, and I only take the necessary. However, I invest a lot more into experiences and things that I can remember and enjoy, but I won't buy any gifts or souvenirs or anything like that. I understand that it's not for everyone, because it's very difficult to let go of having a base or place. Doesn't mean you cannot be a digital nomad and still have a base, but in my case I had to decide to not have a base and to travel completely full-time. On the other hand, it's very freeing not to have a mortgage to think about, not to have a car payment. And mind you, I had cars since I was 17 and I'm 38 now. So it was very, very difficult to not having a car anymore. But once you get used to it, it's so freeing. I don't have to worry about car payments, insurance, gas, and where am I going to park the car, if my car is going to be stolen, if I'm going to get tickets, none of that. But it doesn't mean I don't rent car whenever I need it. So when I travel to places like Phoenix, Arizona or California, I need a car, because those cities, they don't have a really good public transportation. So in these cases, I do rent a car. And by the way, I made a whole video on how to pack your luggage as a digital nomad, and I'm going to leave the link down below. So that was my first step, and it's not in order. There's also a really good book and a movie called Minimalist, and you should check it out. It actually taught me a lot about letting go of my stuff. That wasn't easy, but eventually it became really easy now. My lesson number 2 is do not believe the hype, especially social media. This is not what like social media portrayed. Actually, it's very, very difficult. And to be honest, I don't think being a full-time digital nomad is for everyone. Not only you have to worry about all the logistic of your travel or where you're going to stay next, but you also have to make money. And if you are not working for a company and you're freelancers or you own your business like I am, it's very, very difficult, because you have to constantly make sure that you have money coming in to cover your expenses. You have to be extremely good at budgeting, and you have to work. So Monday to Friday, I'm working. I'm working from a co-working space, coffee shops, library, and I'm just working. So I spend a lot of time working. And when you see those digital nomad on social media who's showing you like the luxury lifestyle, maybe keep in mind that either it's fake or they have mom and dad who are paying for everything and they have credit cards, and I have none of that. I don't have rich parents. I had to do this all on my own. But also the good news is that honestly, if I can do it, you can too, because except having a strong mindset, everything else I don't have. I didn't even have a credit score, live alone savings, which is not a good idea though. You should have savings. But I went, it's beautiful, isn't it? But I trusted myself enough to know that I know how to make money, I know how to generate sales, so if there's something that's happening, I can always survive. But I have to tell you, and that's a tip I'm gonna give you, is to make sure you really trust yourself, because in my case, I know myself enough and I trust myself enough to know that I can generate money no matter what. And that's really something that is crucial and really been helping me in my digital nomad journey. My next lesson for you is uncertainty is going to be ruling your day, really. So when I decided to become a digital nomad, I actually had made a whole plan for the year, and I knew exactly what country I was going to go to and when, and I had really spent a lot of time to do that. And guess what? None of this, I'm saying zero of what I have planned happened. I wanted to go to Southeast Asia. I had planned to go with my friend to Bali because she was doing her certification in yoga. And then I lost one of my major clients in social media marketing. I got scared and I was afraid to go to Asia. And then when I planned to go there again, COVID hit. So then I forced myself to get back, retrieve. At that point, I was in Istanbul, Turkey, and I retrieved back to Europe. I went to Romania, and then from there I went back to Belgium, where my mom lives, and I spent my lockdown, actually 3 of them. The first lockdown in Belgium, it was very bad. The second one, I was in France, which was also very bad because France was really, really strict when it comes to lockdown. And my third lockdown was in Morocco. They closed the borders, so I was there for 6 months. I could return back to the US because I'm an American citizen, but I decided to stay because actually it was really nice. We were by the beach, the food was delicious and very affordable, so I ended up staying 6 months in Morocco, and I don't regret it. It really helped me on many levels. All right, so self-awareness is very, very important, and actually maybe even on top of my list, because when you travel alone like I did, you have to be your own best friend, really, but you are also your own worst enemy. So you know everything about what makes you scared and everything else. However, when you're self-aware, you are paying attention to your thoughts, your patterns, and that really just being aware of it really helps you with the first step to understanding and becoming friends with these thoughts and being able to change them into positive one and being kinder to yourself. So being alone all the time, quasi all the time, even though I have amazing experience, I don't really build deep connections with people, which is a negative point of the digital nomad. And by the way, I did a whole video on the pros and cons of being a digital nomad, and I'm going to leave it down below. You can find it here as well. So I highly recommend you start really paying attention to your thoughts, because by doing so, you are going to be able to change your thoughts, especially the negative ones that are deeply, deeply rooted in your mind and subconscious from childhood, and slowly change them into positive ones. My last lesson for you is to find balance and stay grounded. Actually, I didn't know what this meant until I started to have what we call travel fatigue. It's actually a real thing. And I was like wondering, not knowing what I was doing. I was lost, I was not productive, and I was just really all over the place. So what I had to do is to actually set up a very strict routine, and my day-to-day work is very disciplined, and it's very important. So you not only be productive and get work done, but you can also enjoy your time when you're not working. Once I was able to establish a good morning routine, and by the way, I did a video about that too, and I'm gonna leave it down below. Once I was able to establish a good morning routine, I was able to find my balance again and being more productive. And then I realized that actually discipline is freedom. It's not from me, it's a quote. Discipline is freedom. So that's it for my 5 lessons I've learned as a full-time traveler for the last 3 years and all these countries. If I can leave you with this, is really for me, my life have changed, I mean, in major ways. My life has been so amazing in so many ways. from the people I've met all over the world, because now I have friends all over the world, the business relationship I've made also all over the world. I've done, I think, dozens of international events, including Turkey, Czech Republic, Morocco, where I taught people how to start an online business. It's so freeing. In the meantime, while I was working remotely, I published a whole book. It took me 3 years to do that, the story of immigrant women entrepreneurs. And then when I came back to the US to launch it, I had tons of events all over the US where I did book signing. I mean, my life has been incredible since then. However, being a full-time digital nomad has its cons as well, like not having a base. It's also very difficult to build deep connections with people because I'm always leaving. Like, I can't have a long-term relationship because I'm always traveling. So it's really up to you to choose what kind of life you want. But if I had to do it all over again, I think I would have done that 10 years ago. Maybe I wasn't ready then, but I love this lifestyle so much. Right now I'm in Florida. Then next I'm going to Chicago, then I'm gonna spend 3 months in Houston, Texas, then I'm gonna go to the Caribbean, and then back to Morocco where I started a business. So really follow your heart. I recommend that you travel, at least do it for a year, see if it's for you, and do it alone. Because when you do it alone, you learn so much about yourself, but you also connect with amazing souls all over the world, and your life becomes richer and richer in so many amazing ways. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you want to be a digital nomad or if you already are. And don't forget, I have a course for you about how to start your digital nomad journey, and I'm gonna leave the link down below. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.